Hello and welcome to Cindy's Weekly Reading Corner. Tonight we're going to be reading Blueberries for Sal. It's one of my favorites. Have you ever gone berry picking? Imagine reaching for a blueberry. Instead of your mom next to you, there's a bear. Tonight we're reading Blueberries for Sal. It's a story full of surprises. Get cozy, snuggle up, and let's find out what happens together. This is Sal and her mom. My goodness, Blueberries for Sal. One day, little Sal went with her mother to Blueberry Hill to pick blueberries. Little Sal brought along her little small tin pail, and her mother brought her large tin pail to put berries in. "We will take our berries home and can them," said her mother. "Then we will have food for the winter." So they're heading up with their tin pails to collect blueberries on Blueberry Hill. Little Sal picked 3 berries and dropped them in her little tin pail. Kuplink, kuplank, kuplunk. She picked 3 more berries and ate them. Then she picked more berries and dropped one in the pail. Kuplunk, and the rest she ate. Then little Sal ate all 4 berries out of her pail. I don't think she's doing very good. Her mother walked slowly through the blueberries, picking blueberries as she went and putting them in her pail. Little Sal struggled along behind, picking blueberries and eating every single one. Little Sal hurried ahead and dropped a blueberry in her mother's pail. It didn't sound kerplink because the bottom of the pail was already covered with berries. She reached down inside to get her 1 berry back. Though she really didn't mean to, she pulled out a large handful because there were so many blueberries right up close to the one she had put in. Her mother stopped picking and said, "Now, Sal, you run along and pick your own berries. Mother wants to take her berries home and can them for next winter." Her mother went back to picking, but little Sal, because her feet were tired of walking, sat down in the middle of a large clump of bushes and ate blueberries. On the other side of Blueberry Hill, Little Bear came with his mother to eat blueberries. See Little Bear? "Little Bear," she said, "eat lots of berries and grow big and fat. We must store up food for the long, cold winter." So Mama Bear and Little Bear headed up to get blueberries too. Little Bear followed behind his mother as she walked slowly through the bushes, eating berries. Little Bear stopped now and then to eat berries. Then he had to hustle along to catch up. There he goes, trying to catch up to his mama. Because his feet were tired of hustling, he picked out a large clump of bushes and sat down right in the middle and ate blueberries. There he is, munching on blueberries. Over on the other side of the hill, little Sal ate all of the berries that she could reach from where she was sitting, and then she started out to find her mother. She goes, walking up the hill. She heard a noise from around a rock and thought, "That is my mother walking along." See her peeking around the rock? She's peeking around to see where her mama is. But it was a mother crow and her children, and they stopped eating berries and flew away, saying, "Caw, caw, caw." But then she heard another noise in the bushes, and she thought, "That is surely my mother. I will go that way." So the little birds got scared away when she came around the rock. But it was Little Bear's mother instead. Uh-oh, there's Mama Bear, and there's little Sal. She was tramping along eating berries and thinking about storing up food for the winter. So little Sal tramped right along behind. There they go, right through the blueberry bushes. By this time, Little Bear had eaten all the berries he could reach without moving from his clump of bushes. So he hustled off to catch up with his mother. He hunted and hunted, but his mother was nowhere to be seen. He heard a noise from over a stump and he thought, that is my mother walking along. See, he sees the stump and he thinks, oh, I'm going to go find my mother. But it was a mother partridge and her children, and they stopped eating berries and hurried away. See the mother partridge and her children? Let me see if I can show you that picture. They got scared and hustled away too. Then he heard another noise in the bushes and thought, that is surely my mother. I will hustle that way. But it was little Sal's mother. And she was walking along picking berries and thinking about canning them for next winter. So Little Bear hustled right along behind. Uh-oh. So Little Bear and Little Sal's mother and Little Sal and Little Bear's mother were all mixed up with each other among the blueberries on Blueberry Hill. Let's see if we see them. So here's the bear, the mama, and then over here is Mama Bear and Little Sal. So they're all mixed up on Blueberry Hill. Little Bear's mother heard Sal walking along behind and thought it was Little Bear. And so she said, Little Bear, munch, munch, eat all you gulp can possibly hold, swallow, swallow. And Little Sal said nothing. She picked through 3 berries and dropped them, kuplink, kuplank, kuplunk, in her small tin pail. So there's Mama Bear telling her, hurry, eat all the berries you can eat. And she's picking berries and dropping them in her pail. Little Bear's mother turned around to see what on earth could make a noise like kuplunk. Grumph, she said, choking on a mouthful of berries. This is not my child. Where is Little Bear? She took one good look and backed away. She was old enough to be shy of people, even a very small person like Little Sal. Then she turned around and walked off very fast to hunt for Little Bear. She looks very surprised. Little Sal's mother heard Little Bear tramping along behind and thought it was Little Sal. So she kept right on picking and thinking about canning blueberries for next winter. That's not Little Sal, is it? You see that bear in the bushes? Little Bear padded up and peeked into the pail. Of course, he only wanted to taste a very few of what was inside, but there were so many and they were so close together that he tasted a tremendous mouthful by mistake. Now, Sal, said Little Sal's mother, without turning around, you run along and pick your own berries. Mother wants to can these for next winter. Little Bear tasted another tremendous mouthful and almost spilled the entire pail of blueberries. See, Mama and that baby bear is trying to eat those berries. Little Sal's mother turned around and gasped, my goodness, you are not Little Sal. Where is my child? Little Bear just sat munching and swallowing and licking his lips. Little Sal's mother slowly backed away. She was old enough to be shy of bears, even very small bears like Little Bear. Then she turned and walked away quickly to look for Little Sal. Oh my goodness. She hadn't gone very far before she heard kuplink, kuplank, kuplunk. And she knew just what made that kind of a noise. I think she found her. Little Bear's mother had not hunted very long before she heard a hustling sound that stopped now and then to munch and swallow. And she knew just what made that kind of a sound. I think she found her baby too. Little Bear and his mother went home down one side of Blueberry Hill, eating blueberries all the way and full of food stored up for next winter. Here goes Mama Bear and Baby Bear. And Little Sal and her mother went down the other side of Blueberry Hill, picking berries all the way, and drove home with food to can for next winter. A whole pail of blueberries. There's Mama and Little Sal, and 3 more besides. And here they are at home putting their blueberries, canning their blueberries so they can have them for the winter. And that is the end of that story. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next week.